We usually think of romantic feelings as something spontaneous, something that comes from the heart and can't quite be put into words. But in reality, attraction is driven by your brain, which runs a series of complex calculations in just a few seconds. Doesn't sound very poetic, does it? Still, just because those calculations happen in the brain doesn't mean those warm, fuzzy feelings are imaginary. In fact, all 5 of your senses are involved, each one able to vote for or veto a budding attraction. Attraction begins with the eyes. Standards of beauty vary across cultures and time, but signs of youth, fertility, and good health, like long, lustrous hair or smooth, scar-free skin, are almost always considered attractive because they're linked to reproductive fitness. And when the eyes spot something they like, our instinct is to move closer, so the other senses can step in and investigate. The nose plays a much bigger role in romance than simply noticing perfume or cologne. It can detect natural chemical signals, known as pheromones. These signals don't just carry physical or genetic information, they can also trigger real physiological and behavioral responses in the person who receives them. In one study, women at different points in their ovulation cycles wore the same t-shirts for 3 consecutive nights. Later, male volunteers were randomly asked to smell either one of the worn shirts or a brand new unworn one. The results showed that men who smelled a shirt worn by an ovulating woman experienced a rise in testosterone levels. That boost in testosterone may give a man the subconscious push to pursue a woman he might not have noticed otherwise. A woman's sense of smell is especially sensitive to molecules called MHC, which help the body fight disease. Here's where the idea that opposites attract comes in. When women were asked to smell t-shirts worn by different men, they consistently preferred the scent of men whose MHC molecules were different from their own. It makes sense. A wider variety of immune system genes can give offspring a major survival advantage. Our ears also help determine attraction. Men tend to prefer women with higher-pitched, breathier voices, often associated with smaller body size. Women, on the other hand, prefer lower-pitched voices, which suggest a larger body and greater physical strength. And then there's touch, which turns out to be absolutely crucial for romance. In one experiment, participants unknowingly took part in a study where they were asked to briefly hold a cup of coffee, either hot or iced. Later, they read a short story about a fictional person and were asked to evaluate that person's personality. Those who had held the hot cup of coffee described the person as warmer, happier, more social, and more generous. Those who had held the iced coffee rated the same person as cold, distant, and less affectionate. If a potential partner manages to pass all these tests, there's still one final hurdle, the infamous first kiss. It's a rich and complex exchange of tactile and chemical cues, including the smell of someone's breath and the taste of their mouth. This moment is so important that many men and women report losing attraction entirely after a bad kiss. Once attraction is confirmed, your bloodstream floods with a chemical called norepinephrine, activating your body's fight-or-flight system. Your heart beats faster, your pupils dilate, and your body releases glucose for extra energy. Not because you're in danger, but because your body knows something important is happening. To help you focus, norepinephrine creates a kind of tunnel vision, blocking out distractions, distorting your sense of time, and strengthening your memory. This may be why people never forget their first kiss. The idea that so much of attraction is driven by chemicals and evolutionary biology may sound cold and scientific rather than romantic, but the next time you feel drawn to someone, take a moment to appreciate that your entire body is working together as a matchmaker, deciding whether that beautiful stranger might be the right partner for you.